Alrighty traders, so today I have a few things that I've been looking at with the markets today, getting myself ready for another amazing week. And I'm also looking at what's likely to come moving forward out of the stock market. Stock market is at all-time new highs. What's next for that? I've been looking at the gold, the silver market as well too. And there's a few things that I want to share with you of some things that I have found and what I see coming over the next 6 months and how I believe all this is going to play out over the next 6 months from here. So the first thing that I want to sort of cover here when it comes to the stock market, sorry, no, not the stock market, is gold and silver. Gold and silver right now. So for gold, I'll focus on gold here for first. One thing I'm noticing with gold is that we are not having a really big drop, not just yet. I always thought that we would get a big drop, right? Meaning we'll get a nice good correction, but we're just holding here. And if we look at this chart here, we're doing the same type of thing again, right? So there is actually now, I always thought that we'd actually get a big drop to the downside, or maybe not a big drop, but down towards maybe the 2,800 level, but we're not getting that just yet. So the longer this starts to go through, or the longer this continues this sideways movement from here, as you can see, all this sideways movement. And if we bring up the actual daily charts here, as the longer we continue this sideways movement, the longer it's now likely to base out and go for another move to the upside. And especially one of the things I'm always looking for to see where is the strength and momentum. And one thing that I encourage you to do is on a weekly chart, put a 24 moving average on there. Okay, 24 moving average. And if we see that the moving average, it's one of the things that sometimes I forget to even look at, but it reminds me just why gold has been so strong lately. And as you can see, that ever since we had the breakout of this level through here, we've had very strong momentum. I use the moving average like a momentum indicator behind it. So we can see that the movement to the upside, and now we continue up. And as you can see, with the moving average still trending to the upside, we haven't started flattening out yet. And as you can see in the past, that whenever we do go through these big bullish environments through here, as long as the market continues to stay in these sort of low, high, low, high, low, high, low environment, and the moving average continue trending up, then that's telling us that there's still there might be more movement in this market here. For a while there, I was thinking, and I was actually saying that we're probably likely to see a drop out of gold. I'm not full bearish gold. I was just saying we're probably likely to get a drop and then a continuation from there. But looking at what's happening now and looking at what's happening moving forward, we may just be holding here. And if we continue to hold around this 3333 level, there you go, the 3333 level, then there could be a good opportunity. There might be another breakout, and therefore this breakout that's likely to come, we might see gold and silver having a nice move to the upside, because I'm quite bullish on the silver market, and I'll get to that in just a minute as well too. So, but as you can see here, right, I've had this very nice movement to the upside, even through here, up, 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 and it wasn't until the moving average started to kink over that it gave us a warning sign that maybe this bull market has come to an end. Same through here, right? We had a very nice movement to the upside, and it wasn't until we actually started getting a roll up. Now, this is a weekly chart here, but I'm trying to see, trying to give myself the best chances of what's going on here. Now, the big thing for me is I'm always looking. I need to actually have my trading set up. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to get a gauge on what's going on right now and what could be happening, right? If that first link in the description there, guys, is a link to my next webinar. And on that webinar, I'll teach you all the details to my actual trading system. So if you actually like to learn how I trade, I teach you my system for free, right? You don't have to buy a course. I teach you for free. Now, yes, if you like coaching around that and help implementing in this, then you can invest in my coaching program. And I'll talk about that at the end of the webinar. But if you just want to actually learn my system and let me teach you it for free so you can start to implement this yourself, you start to understand how just by utilizing one moving average can really give you the advantage I'm trying to share with you here. So looking at the gold market initially, I may have been wrong about getting a 50% drop to the downside. Because, and right now as I speak, we're still very strong trending to the upside, and we're just holding here, and the moving average is still trending to the upside. we haven't started the kink over yet. Now we may, and when that's, if we start to get the kinking action, right? If we start to get, especially if you see what's happening here, especially if we start to get maybe the market coming below the moving average, that may be the first warning sign that this bull market in gold is over, right? And then maybe the moving average kinks over. But if you can see through here, we are still in a very strong bullish, right? A very strong bullish environment. And as you can see, we've been making lows, higher lows, higher lows, and now we're just holding here, which again I wasn't expecting. But because we are doing that, I may be getting ready for another good trading opportunity out of gold that meets my trading plan, right? So one of the big things for you guys is that if you're trading the markets and you don't have any plan, it is so important. If you want to become good at this thing called trading, successful traders are successful because they go to the market looking for something, right? Not just anything. Yeah, most 95% of traders lose money. And one of the biggest reasons is they go to the market just say, okay, well, let's just see what looks good. That's not, if you actually want to make money long-term out of trading, you must go to the market with some sort of like, okay, I'm looking for this. When I go to the markets, I'm looking for my trading setup. See the differences, right? There's a differences from most people don't make money, and I was once there as well too, to now where I'm at now, where I do quite well. And the reason why is because when I go to the market, I'm actually looking for my pattern. I'm not just saying, oh, well, let's just see what looks good, right? So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you there when it comes to gold, is gold is just really holding here, basing out quite nicely from here. And once again, you can see here to the right is what's happening here is just holding. So if we do, and this is the chart here, if we do continue to hold here and the moving average comes back up, maybe, just maybe, gold is going to be another one of these, which it just went sideways for about 2-3 months. That's happened right now. As you can see, sideways 2-3 months, sideways 2-3 months, and now sideways 2-3 months. So we may be having one more leg to the upside. I don't believe we've got too many more bullish legs out of gold because we've already done so much. Even this very big environment back here, if you look back, if we go back through here, I'm trying to show you, even through this environment through here, we had one major stair step, 1, 2, 3, 4, and even 5 from there. Actually, in fact, when we broke out of this level, when we broke out of this sideways period, as you can see here, so I'm looking at what's sort of the maximum we could actually expect out of gold. If we are going to continue this another bullish leg here, as soon as we broke here, that would be 1, 2, 3, and as you can see, 4th was the parabolic move, and then we'd have a big flush down. So maybe we've got one more step out of the actual the gold market. Now, one of the things that I saw just recently, and it just made me sort of think about trading as a whole. And if I show you this here, I really do believe and really see that there was something that I just saw recently when it comes to Paul Tudor Jones, and I'm trying to find, let me see if I can get a good photo for you guys. All right. It's actually a bit blurry, but let me show you this here, right? Because you can see here, this is a thing that I saw recently. It was actually on one of the documentaries I was watching on TV just recently. And look at this here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So he says here, right? Look at this here. Parabolic curve, steep like foundation. And you can see here at the end of the phase, 0.3, right? So he was just doing that through there. Let me see if I can get another one here. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm just trying to show you this here, that's we may have, after breaking this 1, 2, 3, if we can see through here, we've actually had what? We've had the breaking of this level through here. And we had 1, 2, maybe this is the first one here. So maybe that was the first one there. In fact, if I look at that from there to there, so that 1, 2, 3, maybe this fourth major stair step here is going to be the last one. Is because I don't believe we've got too much more upside to come out of gold. What I mean is, I don't believe we're going to 10,000 right now. I do believe we're going to 10,000, but I don't believe we're going to 10,000 right now. And I'm just looking at the probabilities. That's all this is, right? Like, what could be coming up? And the reason why is because then I might be, okay, if I can get a good bullish setup, see what I'm doing here. I'm seeing what's happening here, what could be coming up. But then if I can get a good trading setup that meets my trading plan with this, then it becomes quite amazing from that perspective there. So that's what I'm seeing from there to there. And the interesting thing is, that's the gold market. But if we go to the silver market as well too, silver is just starting to break out, as you can see from there to there. And if I squeeze my charts up, you actually can see where silver is. So maybe, just maybe, silver is getting ready, or silver, this breakout on silver. I do believe silver is actually getting ready for another move to the upside. On a short term of a basis, we've got that level through there, but we may be getting ready for a big run out of silver soon. And then also you can see here that silver's just holding through. So there's actually, I could be getting a good trading setup out of actually silver from here. So that's actually the first thing that I sort of wanted to share with you there, what I'm seeing right now, and sort of the thoughts on my mind from there. Now, when it comes, let's actually go let's look at the stock market. And the first thing I want to share with you when it comes to the stock market is this. We can see the fear and greed index is here, and we all do know, if we look at the last 12 months, the time to be cautious about longs is definitely in this area, and the time to be cautious about shorts is this area here, right? This is when there's maximum fear, and this is when the stock market bottoms. This is when we get the greed, and now we're getting into maximum greed. That's when the market starts to get toppy or too much, and that's the warning sign there. But here is the thing that I do say about this particular market and this particular chart here. If I go look at this level through here, I go look at the stock market here. Yes, this stock market has been on an absolute tear to the upside. Now, this right now is on a very big tear to the upside. One thing that is really important for me is like, okay, we do know there's going to be some sort of a pullback or a drop coming soon. We just don't know when, one, and two, how deep it's going to be. But if I can look at some other markets that have done something similar, if I go to the German market, the DAX, I used to trade the DAX a lot when I was trading to trade futures. Look what happened here. So the German market, let me take the moving average off the screen. What did it do? It came down, found support, rallied up, and we actually had a rally from the high to the top up there, about 4.5%, close to 5% after the highs. And now, as you can see, now we've actually rolled over, and now we're just going sideways. This is what we may be just expecting. Not a very big drop out of that level through there. How much has it actually gone down from here to here so far? About 6%, right? 6%. So we may be getting ready for something like that. Maybe a 5%, maybe even as much as 10% drop out of the markets. But that's all she wrote, right? And what I mean by that is that I've actually got, for me personally, I've got a long-term target of 7,500. I have done now for all of this year, right? I've always had a 7,500 target by the end of this year. I just didn't know how this is going to plan out. So if we look at the German market, we see that if the S&P and the Nasdaq start to do something similar, if we go to the S&P, we can see what's happening here, right? So there's a 2%. We may have a little bit more upside, but man, this thing is just crazy, right? So we may have a little bit more upside to come out of this level through here to really get this into extreme fear, right? So we may get like maybe another 5% or a few more percent to the upside, but we're getting towards the end of this move, right? So don't try to be trying to maybe start to buy it right now. Buying it right now is the absolute worst thing to do in the market here, because I always look at the waves, right? This is 0 here, and this is or should I say 0, and then this is 100. 100 is like the end of the move before we get the drop. We've got 0 here. Right now we're about 95. So once we get to 100, that's it. It's game over, and then we will get the pullback. Okay, it's crazy. It's crazy to me that people think, oh, the market's never going to pull back. Again, like all markets pull back, or at least they go sideways, just like gold did. So if we do the exact same thing, if the exact same thing happens, like the Dow Jones, so if like the German market, then this is what we can expect from here. So we can expect the market to actually have a drop. And if we have a look at that from there to there, we may get a movement down from there to there. I would actually say probably a bit more. I'm expecting, now again, depending on where this actually top is going to be, but if it is right now, from there to there, as you can see, then I would say that we're probably going to have a movement down to this level here. If we do the same thing for that there to that there, yeah, we've just we're holding here really nicely, right? So, but we are getting towards the end of this move, and we're probably going to go through one of these things, right? And therefore, if we go back to the S&P, we can see what's happening here. So again, right now is the wrong time for me anyway, to get involved with the markets, because this has just gone too vertical. Wait for that pullback, wait for the dip if you want to get involved with this thing, and that's actually where you can start to see what's going on from there. So there's the things, guys, that I really wanted to share with you around this market from here, and what's probably likely to come out of these particular markets. And so the gold and silver may be setting up for another move to the upside. And the stock market getting very, very close towards its peak for this move here. We're likely to go for a pullback soon. Maybe even a couple of months of maybe just going sideways like the German market has been doing, as you can see, all through here. And then after that happens, then we're probably likely to see a move back to the upside. Hey traders, just a quick heads up. I'm actually giving away free access to my Mastery Trading course for a limited time. If you go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be the first link in the description. The fact is that 80 to 90% of the stuff that you learn or you use on these trading platforms is a complete waste of time. And only about 5 to 10% of the stuff that you actually learn and use is going to move the needle in the positive direction for you. And that's over the last 20 years, I've put everything that has helped me move the needle in the positive direction in this here, and I've left everything else out. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and grab complete free access to this Mastery Trading course.